clean this up. There's some corrosion on there, so I cleaned up these magnets. Nice and clean now. Looks like some corrosion on this, which I believe could be causing the error message. I'm just try to clean up, see if it helps. Well, I wanted to show everybody the issue I'm having. This thing's shooting out that code there. Kenmore. I'm gonna show you how to fix this really quickly. It's holding water, won't drain properly. But I got a real fast remedy for this I haven't seen yet on the fix it for all these washers, this type. And yeah, stay tuned. So one of the things you need to do is drain this thing with no spin. And I tried it on normal, casual, then my cycle. And we put on no spin. But as you can see, it's not even doing what it's supposed to do. It's still trying to go through a wash cycle, no matter what I do. So turn it off again. And then I'm gonna leave it on the normal. Then I'm gonna go to no spin and let's go to cold. Let's go to light. And let's try this out. Let's see. If numbers come up there, then it's not working. It's probably not gonna do it. We'll see. So here's another thing we need to do. We need to get that water out of there. You can see it in there, it's filled up. And this won't allow me to do it mechanically. So I'm gonna do it manually here. So what we do is we unplug this and have a bucket there. There we go. And that should be draining down. It's draining into this bucket, and once it's drained, I'll show you the next step. Here's my second bucket full of water. So this hole is supposed to be the lowest point in the whole washer, so you should get just about all the water out, so it's easy to work on. Okay. So about after 20 minutes, it finally all drained out. That was probably more like 10 minutes. I was sitting there waiting, felt like 20. Okay, next step. Okay, something else I wanted to show you is this tray right here. You unscrew it. This could cause a lot of problems if it's got debris in there, but it's a little dirty, but nothing big in there, so it's not that. So I didn't get to show you this pan on the back. Obviously there's some sort of leak, and you can see it on both sides running inside. So that's probably why I had to clean that that motor. It looks like a flex capacitor. Also, let's not forget to remove the hot and cold water. So what I like to do is make sure that our ring is still good in there and took it back where it came from. And of course I loosened this with a wrench beforehand. A little bit of corrosion in there, still looks good. Oops. And you always want to check these filters out, that they just come straight out and they look very clean. So that's good. Stick those back in there. Yeah, no debris whatsoever. Solid. Okay guys, so there's a little curve there. It's just me all by myself here. So to get this thing back up on there, I gotta really do some tilt work here. And I'm all by myself here, so sometimes it's reality. It's just you and yourself. Okay. To the other side. there. But don't forget, when you tighten these in, you don't want to use a wrench right away. You want to tighten it finger tight and make sure it goes on smooth. Because if it doesn't, it feels like there's some tension. Back it out and redo it. These aren't supposed to be that snug going in. So I got it hand tight here. It's hard for me to hold the camera and do it with the wrench, but I'm just going to give it a nice little turn. Not over tighten it because it's plastic, you'll break it. But yeah, just nice snug with that seal, that rubber gasket in there, in this hose, in the hose end here, will seal up against that inlet really nicely. Don't over tighten it though, you'll break it. There you go. You can see it's spinning perfectly now. Got a load of holes in there. And even with the weight, it's spinning. The water didn't go back on yet though. Waiting to see if that water is going to kick in. Okay, now it sounds like we got water going in. It's hard to see the reflection. Yep, there it is. There's the soap. Wow, just like new. Well, actually, guys, kind of joking with y'all because after working on this thing all day, I had to go buy a new one because the parts to repair my old one would have been just about a couple $100 less than buying a new one. So I bought a whole new one, but that's the same pedestal as my old one, and this is a different brand, LG. The Kenmore that I had to make sure that, you know, the closest one that would work would be the LG, and I couldn't get a Kenmore. We don't have a Sears in Hawaii. So miraculously, that thing worked perfectly, fit right on there, cleaned it up a little bit, looks great. And as you can tell, I'm not super wealthy, because if I was, I wouldn't have that one there. So the plan is to get a matching one to stack it later up high. Well, what a journey, guys. A lot to learn, but the great thing is we have YouTube. You can check it out for yourself. I learned that the particular model I had didn't have the Hall sensor, and anything after that was a guess. From what they were saying is change the motor, then you gotta change the motherboard up here on my old one, and then the wiring harness. And at that point, you may as well just buy a new washer, because any one of those things or all of them could be out. And the one thing you don't want to do is start chasing to try to fix a problem and end up spending more than a brand new washer. You may as well just buy a brand new one. So that's my tip of the day. Sometimes you just got to buy a new item. And with that said, if you're a young man, you got to keep working. You got to have money in your account for this kind of stuff, because this is life. It happens all the time. Sometimes a quick fix just ain't going to happen. You guys have a great day. Aloha.